Peg, what made you decide to come to Caring Medical?
I had been suffering for about 12 years, became disabled, just 22 doctors, no one could diagnose anything except for my B12 had dropped. I mean, I was suffering horribly with it. And
Well, what symptoms were you having?
my vision was going bad. I was having brain zaps, and
Explain a brain zap.
it felt like I had a probe, an actual probe in my head and someone would just send electricity to it. And
Like it go to different parts.
different parts.
But you knew it was real deep. It's not your
Yes.
face. It's absolutely the brain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I started having symptoms of what they thought I was having strokes. One side, and then that would kind of get better, and then it was the other side.
You'd get numbness or weakness?
Both.
Okay.
Both. And
But when they would do MRIs of your brain, it didn't really show much, right?
no, they did find a small lesion in the area of the pineal gland, and I went to a neurosurgeon, and they found that my B12 level was like at 20.
Okay.
And I was basically, I had no control over my body movements at all.
Like you were under stress all the time?
That or like somebody, like I'm seizing all the time. I was just like this all the
Okay.
time. All the time.
And you couldn't do anything about it?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing helped.
When they gave you
until-
B12, they started doing B12 shots or
Yes.
sublingual?
B12 injections. They started with
Okay.
the cyanocobalamin, and then I reacted badly to
Okay.
it. So I do compounded methylcobalamin.
Okay.
And that it did help.
Okay.
But I still continuously had just, if I put my arms out, I would like this, zombie-like, if
Yeah.
I could get my arms up.
Okay.
And in talking with people, I couldn't get, my lips would quiver, my face would quiver, and then I was...
So even just for you being here talking the way you are, that it's basically been the improvement in the last 3 or 4 months, right?
Oh,
like it's been
absolutely
dramatic. Like
dramatic.
People would see you now and say, like,
Yes.
what is the lady talking about? Because she seems totally fine.
Fine. They think that.
What
Exactly.
made you think like we could help you? And tell the audience the gestalt of your symptoms, like that you had 4 months ago. Like
I could hardly walk. I came here basically wheelchair bound,
Okay.
and I was a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I was either asking God to take me.
Like you just wanted to end your
I
life.
wanted
You
it
felt
over.
so bad. You
Oh,
felt so bad.
oh, I could hardly see.
So terrible vision.
Terrible vision, my hearing, even silence. Silence was deafening.
Okay, explain that. How is silence deafening?
The hearing anything sometimes, just oversensitive,
So you had
highly
sound sensitivity
bad sound sensitivity, and
bad
then
light sensitivity.
yes.
Okay.
In fact, on my first treatment here, my very first treatment, Steven was with me.
Your son.
And yeah, my son Steven was with me, and as Demi helped roll me over after the injections, and like my eyes were wide open. I was always walking around like this because I could hardly stand it, and everything visually in my world was moving around me and foggy. And I rolled over, and my eyes were wide open, and he said, "Mom, you understand?" I mean, my color came back because I was so pale. I was so excited because I didn't have to squint. The sunshine didn't make me feel like my eyeballs were burning or my brain was on fire. And I knew right then that this was the way. And I found you just by the grace of God.
Okay.
I had I've got 14 prescriptions for anti-anxiety, depression, whatever. But I sat down, I've been my biggest own advocate because all of them say there's nothing wrong with you. They finally found a kyphosis.
Okay.
And I said, and my neurosurgeon said, wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, because I believe this is bigger than just B12.
Oh, so they were.
Just-
He was wise about that.
He was, and he said,
Okay.
but I don't, he admitted, I don't know because
Okay.
your MRIs. So I went home, and at that point when I was like, okay, God, you're either going to take me or you're going to help heal me, or you will heal me. I mean, I'm at this point, I have my son, I have so much to live for and
Yes.
to offer.
Yeah.
So I got on the computer, and even with those tremors, I could hardly write. I couldn't.
Why don't you explain, like, when you came here, what would it have been like? What would the audience have seen?
Oh,
Like-
I would just,
Like you're always like going like this.
yeah,
And then,
or my head, or you'll see the skin on my neck quivering,
yeah, like,
or,
and then the arms were like shaking, like the whole body was shaking.
yes,
But
the whole
mostly
body.
the arms and the
yes,
head.
and the head.
Like if you were
and-
at a restaurant, people would absolutely notice you because you're
Yes.
shaking so much.
Yes, and I couldn't hold on to things, like,
Yeah.
and it would take me, I would have to really concentrate on getting pen to paper.
Yeah.
And then once I got it there, it was difficult to make it
Yeah.
any kind of just scribble. So, and internally, I say it's like having a loose ground. Internally, everything was arcing all the time.
Yeah. Explain that though. What does
Well,
that mean?
I just did what was going on outside was going on inside.
It's almost like
constantly.
your whole electrical supply of your whole
Yes.
body was off.
Yes.
Like, you know, we just had the hurricane and everybody's electrical system is like all haywire. So, and then, you know, obviously on the internet and the YouTube videos, I talk a lot about the vagus nerve and I talk a lot about the neck. Was there something once you saw the videos that you thought, well, maybe it's the neck?
Everything.
Okay, so
I went back and started watching everything because
Yeah.
and it was the vagus nerve one
Okay.
that first popped up, because when it would get worse. I would drop to the ground if I brought my arms up,
Okay.
and no one could tell me why. So all I did was Google dizziness and fainting with arms up. There you were.
Yeah.
There you were. And
Depending
I
on
was
your
like-
instability, yeah, your neck even changes sometimes because of arm motion.
yes, and I started crying.
Awesome.
Because I knew you were. It was God answering me. Here's your. And then when you accepted me and I did my interviews and reached out, and before I got to you, I had found Dr. Shortino because I didn't know how I would get to you. So I thought, well, I've got to start what I can.
Yeah.
Got the DMX, and then found Dr. Derek, who's my upper cervical chiropractor, and he's all about you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and he was like, he did everything he could to
Yeah.
start, but he helped me understand that it's possible. And then listening to you, I knew it was possible. And every video, it's like, ooh, Dr. Hauser's talking to me.
You know, if we think about essential tremors and brain zaps, the most logical explanation for them is going to be that the brain pressure is so high.
Yes.
So, like, one of the things, you know, part of it I just wanted to show people because you're so different than when I first saw you.
Yeah.
Like, you're basically, you know, getting back to normal. Like, you know,
Yes.
you're getting back to normal. So if we looked at your optic nerve sheath diameter, so like see where it says here when we started, it was 8.2 and 8.2. And then the last visit when we retested you, it went from 8.2 to, where is it here? Oh, here it is. Okay. See where it says 8.2 and 8.2. Then after 2.5 months, it went to 6.1 and
Yes.
7.0. So it just means like the amount of fluid around your eye nerve, it's way, way less. And then it's correlated with, you know, your improvement. And
Yeah.
obviously we've done a bunch of work on your curve and done prolotherapy.
Yes.
And your jugular veins also are opening up. So your brain pressure's going down. And it is possible just with one prolotherapy visit, because you get so much tightening here. So it is possible that even that first visit changed your structure enough, even if it's just 1 millimeter, that your pupil diameter went down enough that you didn't have that light sensitivity anymore.
It's amazing. And the tremors too, they made me feel more unstable all the time because my body just was doing what it wanted to do.
How far can you walk now? Because you couldn't walk at all when you came in.
Yeah, I can do maybe 100 yards. I mean,
so
and to me, that's like running a marathon.
That's awesome.
I know it's not your marathon type running, but but literally, and I'm looking forward to driving again.
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to most importantly, I look forward to coming here.
No, but I mean, getting back with your life.
Yes.
What do you think you're going to do, like, once you're healthy? Like, because you were in such a bad state. It's almost like God's giving you the gift of health back.
Yes.
Like, has he put anything on your heart of what you want to do?
I've been in the medical field since 1989. But now, and I love giving of myself to others, serving others. So I'm going to get out there and do more of that. Volunteering, getting involved in the community, more in the community, not so worried about all the other things that don't really matter.
Good. Yeah, it's like getting your priorities straight.
Yes.
Like every day is a gift. We shouldn't take any day for granted. So why don't you just go through, like, what are all the symptoms that have improved? Like you said, your essential tremors, like way better.
Yeah, like
now
90%.
You can write. Yeah, now
yes.
you can write. And then probably the head pressure is way better.
It is. My involuntary motions are coming back. They're becoming involuntary again.
Okay.
I can now brush my teeth in less than 10 minutes.
Okay, good.
My proprioception, much better.
Your balance.
My balance is much better.
Vision is probably better.
Yes. And I still have times where I can feel the inflammation, so I have to really take care of. I mean, I've changed my diet.
How many treatments?
4. Today will be my 5th.
Yeah, how many did I say when you first came? Do you remember?
You weren't sure. You told me I was really complex.
Okay.
And I knew that.
Usually I give you a number, but
there are going to be 4 to 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Digestion, is that better?
It is. It's getting better.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think the reason is because you sent me back, and I want to tell you that is one of the things I really appreciate is that you sent me home to get more testing, and that's when we found the ectopia.
Yeah. You have like cerebellar tonsillectomy, just because it was so severe.
Yeah, the brain pressure.
What I'd say is maybe in like 4 months we recheck the MRI and see if the ectopia's gone.
I'd be excited.
Because it should be, if the brain pressure's down, the brain should get sucked back up into where it's supposed to be.
So is that what's happening? I can feel that.
Yeah.
I think I can feel that.
Yeah. And you can understand if parts of the brain, like here, we'll just do this. So if parts of the brain are in this hole, you could also see where that could plug up the cerebral spinal fluid. And that could also give brain zaps, because there's actually the brain sinking into a hole that it shouldn't be sinking into.
Yeah, and we did educate some people on the plane coming here.
Oh, awesome.
I've handed out 5 of your cards too to people that look like they need you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You've all been a real blessing, but yes, some of the other things that have proved my tinnitus. Almost gone, and when I said the silence is deafening, there were times that I wanted to not have ears at that point. It just would constantly in different tones, and
the tinnitus was what was bothering you when it was silent, because it was just it was just overwhelming.
And if a car, even the smallest sound, it came across as though I had these like Bose speakers in my head, and it was horrible, and that's almost gone.
You never had it where your own voice was so deafening, did you ever have that?
Yes.
Okay. Because some people have that.
I didn't want to talk.
I haven't had it like so severe, but I've had it. I know what that is because I've had that where all of a sudden my own voice was like way louder than it normally is.
And Steven's told me in the past, Mom, you're yelling.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, but I didn't think I was.
Probably your hearing's better
opposite.
too, right? Your
Yes.
hearing.
Yes.
Is there anything else that's better? I mean, we said walking, digestion, the heart arrhythmias and everything. Is that better?
It is
Okay.
much better. The other thing I found was my limbs would do, I called it dysautonomic Tourette's of the limbs.
That's a good term, dysautonomic Tourette's.
Tourette's.
So
of my
explain
limbs.
what you used to do and you don't do it anymore.
Okay, I would be walking and my leg would just kick out
For no reason.
for no reason, or it would stop. I would actually shuffling
Okay.
because that's really how I felt comfortable and was protecting myself.
Yeah.
So I'd be shuffling and one leg would go and the other would just not, like it wasn't there. It would just stop. And the same, my arms, the dog and the cat loved it though. If I was trying to fix something, I might fling it.
Okay.
So, I mean, and I would fling food or I would just go to reach for something and I'd start and it would just go wherever. And my arms would do that all by themselves, and my hands and my fingers.
And that almost is completely
That's
gone.
almost gone. And I've started getting feeling.
Yeah.
I thought it was a blessing to have a high tolerance of pain. What I did not realize was my body, I wasn't getting the thing. And so
You weren't
now when
feeling
I
things
get,
like you should.
yeah, like I would burn myself and not even know it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, or I could smell the skin, or I go to wash my hands or something and then it would hurt then. But every time now that I get a little cut or a little something and I feel it, I am like, praise Jesus.
That's awesome.
And I don't say that lightly.
Awesome.
So I'll keep coming back. I'll be here about every 6 weeks just to say hi.
Well, I appreciate it. And I was just thinking, since Steven's here, it'd be kind of interesting to have me just talk to him a little bit.
Okay.
Just to, from a son's standpoint.
Yeah.
But no, we just appreciate you sharing your story and look forward to you getting
Thank
100%. And
Me too. And we're going to dance.
okay, awesome. Okay.
We're going to do a dance on my graduation day.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, we'll take a video of that.
Okay.
Steven, you live with your mom, right?
Yes.
And you guys are in Wichita.
Yeah.
Do you work full time?
I do.
Like, it would have had to been pretty awful for you, right? To watch your mom like she sounds like she's a very vibrant lady to get like hopeless, right? Your mom's like normally a tower of strength.
Right. And to see that start to crumble through time, it was tough to see. It was hard to show any like emotion towards it because she already had enough to deal with.
Right. So you just tried to be strong for her.
Whatever she needed.
You probably prayed a lot for her too, right?
I did.
Was there a time where you said like, geez, that you're not even sure she's going to get better, right?
There was a point. There was a point where there was no coming back. And then when she started talking about finding you and the possible trips to come down here, it was exciting, but it was always
Kind of skeptical too.
very
like,
skeptical.
I don't blame
you.
you. Like, especially like she couldn't find like a guy with a tie. Wasn't that kind of funny when you saw like, you want to go to that doctor? Like that doctor is going to be like, you know what I mean? Like you guys went to all the medical centers and everything.
It was probably more comfortable to see not a suit and tie.
Okay.
A guy that, is all excited and wants to be helpful and not just, hey, come sit in this chair all day and get treated on,
I always think it's encouraging. Like, for instance, like imagine, maybe just explain, like you're here for your first visit and then my team, myself included, we're going through all the test results and this is wrong and that's wrong and this is wrong. And then it can get corrected. Did you guys get really hopeful then?
I know she did for sure. I still was skeptical.
Okay, that's fair.
I was skeptical pretty much all the way up till she started seeing the results.
Okay.
Because paper,
got
injections is all fine, but...
That's fair. Well, when did you know she is getting better? Like, when was the aha moment? Like, where you went from a skeptic to a believer?
Well, like she said though, is when she would, it's like, so you would see her get out of the couch, just right on up, you know, stop the shakes. She would, and then being just excited, the smiles, the playing with the kids around, you know, like the cousins' kids and stuff. It started real, started real early. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to
Like
explain.
after a couple of visits,
I'd say visit 3, I started seeing
Okay,
a lot
okay.
of differences.
Okay. So you're convinced now, like I'm a doctor, and like she's getting
I'm
better.
100%
like we're
convinced.
like,
I start to get excited now. So yeah.
it was worth it to interview you here just for that, because I didn't know like you were a skeptic.
Yeah,
so that,
100%
yeah.
skeptic until I see, for me, until I see physical
Yeah.
results, paper results don't.
Yeah, and you probably appreciate it too, like even from the get-go, because she was so disabled. Even
Yeah.
me, with all my experience of my team, it's like, we got to do some other tests, and we got to,
Mm-hmm.
that probably, from a skeptic standpoint, I'm like, that doctor, like, you know.
It was nice to hear
Yeah.
it wasn't just writing the treatment. It
Yeah.
wasn't say, you know what, oh, well, here we go, we're just going to do this,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And then obviously we told mom, you know, what position to sleep in and things to do. And then, so it's probably made your life better, huh? We're living with mom. Like, you don't have to do as much now, right?
No, I got my chore list still.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
She's cool, though. What a neat
She
lady,
is.
isn't
She is. She's great.
So just appreciate you sharing
Yeah,
your
of course.
perspective
Yeah,
and everything.
thank you.